Hey friends, welcome back to the Rubber Duck Recruiter. This is usually a channel to help new recruiters either get into the industry, break into the industry, or improve upon their already established recruitment skills, just get a little better. But sometimes this is a channel for helping job seekers know how to get jobs. And as a recruiter, I'm constantly dealing with candidates that are trying to get jobs at the place that I work, or family members asking, hey, can you submit me here or whatever. So here's the answer. I'm just going to give this to all my friends and family members so they could stop asking me. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, so number one, if you want to get a job, the first thing that you should do is understand that your resume is slightly less valuable than your LinkedIn these days, at least in tech. And the reason is because your resume is this passive document that you submit into this dark void, and it gets sucked in, and then people look at it for 3 seconds and they move on with their lives. Okay? It's not proactively marketed to the recruiters the way that a LinkedIn profile is. It just sits there, and sometimes it doesn't even get looked at because a lot of recruiters want to proactively find candidates rather than have them kind of shoved in their face via an ATS system. So that's number one. Number one is get your LinkedIn profile updated and ready. And you want to make sure that your LinkedIn profile is rich with keywords in terms that are relevant to the job that you want. Make sure the dates, titles, summaries, make sure they all match, and then try to create your resume echoed by your LinkedIn. And what's really cool about LinkedIn is you can literally look at everybody else's LinkedIn of jobs that or histories that look similar to you and copy and paste that. So that's number one. Number two, search the company that you want to work for on LinkedIn and sort through their employees. Sort through the employees at that company and look for titles called recruiter or sourcer or talent acquisition or something like that. Once you find all those people, kind of save their profiles into a list, or just you'll maybe get 10 or 11 people that work at that company. And then the next step number 3, is you want to send a connection request to these people. And make sure this is just a kind of salesy thing that everybody knows, but always end any kind of pitch with a question, because that demands a response. You know, if you just like say, hey, I really like your company, please hire me. They'll be like, cool, moving on. If you say, hey, I really like your company, I'd love to be hired. By the way, how do you like working there? Now it's kind of like there's just like a psychological thing that happens where they're like, okay, well, this is a human being asking a question, I'm going to answer their question, and then you're engaged with them. So so when you send the connection request, let them know that you're passively looking on the job market, that you've always been super interested in that company, that you'd love to just hear about their experience. Boom. And then later on in the conversation, you can ask them if there's any open positions that they could apply you for or submit your resume to. And finally, the fourth one is make sure that if you know anybody at a company, anyone at the company that you want to work at, there's likely a referral bonus program instantiated in that company to bring more hires on. I mean, the best hires are always referrals. There's so many stats on this, but referrals tend to stay longer at companies. They tend to get paid more. They tend to get promoted more. Smart people know smart people. That's kind of the axiom. So anyways, check and see if you know anybody at the company and proactively ask them to refer you. And if they get a referral bonus, you get hired, they get a bonus, everybody's happy. So those are the 4 modern day steps for you to get a job without just submitting your resume endlessly and doing easy applies. Easy applies are for simpletons. If something's super, super easy, then the amount of effort you put into it is likely going to be reflected in what you get back. And you're not going to get, if you get lucky, someone might see your resume and you can get a job, but this is just a way, way more powerful and admittedly more effortful way of getting employment. But it's just better. It's just better. It's going to work more. Easy apply button should be your last resort for sure. If you want to know more tips about this kind of stuff, I just started a Instagram and you guys can follow it. I post tips for job seekers and recruiters and sometimes funnies because I'm getting into memes, bro. Be kind to me. I think they're funny, but maybe they're not funny yet. And yeah, like, subscribe. As always, may the job seeking odds be ever in your favor.